Win the Ballon d'Or or the World Cup?
World Cup.
Good man.
For the country. He kept on shouting at me, get in the box, get in the box. And they've cut it back. I've wrapped it first time, top bins. Yeah, like it was always me and him.
Yeah.
Long trips, long drives, always me and him.
For anyone, young footballers, or anyone on trial or going on trials, the biggest thing is just to have that support system, whether that's a brother or a sister or a mum, for the parents.
I found a pretty easy transition, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
When I was under 15s, I got asked to go on tour. My dad would kill me for this bit.
Would that have been an international tournament with the 18s?
It was in Spain. Honestly, looking back, don't know. It was just impulsive, because that feels like you're blocking my progress. Palace came as well, done well there. Scored on my debut with them as well.
Start doing that one, you feel it. You feel like you let your dad down, obviously, because you respect the coaches or whatever.
Because most of the players that played 23s were dropping down for youth cup. I got injured that season as well. Even if you get minutes at a place where you're not loved, really and truly, it could come to an end. That
why do you play the game?
it's a thrill.
Right, okay, welcome back to the Penny Spot podcast. And today I've got a good friend of mine, someone I've been itching to get on. And for the second episode, it is Tristan Goodridge. How are you, bro?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm not too bad, to be fair. You come in a bit angry though, bro. And I saw you parking, you're angry still.
You know what, I get that shot a lot. And honestly, once you get to know my character, I'm not an angry person.
No, you're not angry.
I'm pretty chill.
Right, cool. 10 quick fire questions to get to know the guest. I did this with JC. First one, age and current club.
Age, 22. My current club, I'm a free agent going into the new season.
What foot are you?
Both.
You're not though, bro.
I am both footed.
Which foot are you taking corners with?
Right.
There you go, then you're right footed.
I'm both footed.
Football pet peeve.
Someone who thinks they're better than what they actually are.
What, number 7?
No.
Number 7, bro.
No.
Best goal you ever scored?
Oh, that is a tough one. I'll say it was actually in a friendly match. It was on the volley, spin, crosses coming, gone behind me, angled it, bottom corner, keeper stood still, ran off down the shearer.
Fair play. Classic, keep it classic, yeah? Fair.
I'll show you a clip after if you want.
Dream holiday destination?
LA.
Have you been?
Nah, it's on the bucket list.
It's on the bucket list.
Yeah.
I like that. Win the Ballon d'Or or the World Cup?
World Cup.
Good man. That's what I like to hear.
Well, because it's only because of England.
England till I die?
No, it's not England till I die. I mean, like,
just me?
For the country,
Okay,
it'll be a good thing to have.
Best footballing phrase?
Take a touch.
Oh, that is top.
Take
that
a
is top,
touch.
because it can go in any meaning.
Yeah.
Because if you're grafting, you've gone on a night out, man-to-man press.
Yeah, take a touch.
If you shot first time and you had plenty of space,
Take a touch.
there you go.
Yeah.
Messi, Ronaldo.
Ronaldo, man. Messi's a better footballer.
That's the second person I've had on saying Ronaldo.
Messi's a better footballer, but for me personally, in my character, Ronaldo resonates more with me.
You like the brashness, the cockiness.
The cockiness, the brashness, the work rate, the ethic, everything. Just, yeah.
I like that. Who do you support?
I'm a United fan. Man United.
You are, innit?
Grew up on Wayne Rooney and them, man, innit? How can I not be?
Premier League's best ever player.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
CR7, but yeah.
Fair play. Fair play. We got a fanboy. Night in or night out?
Well, night in, man. I'm actually a homebody.
Bro, please, I can't believe that for a second.
I'm actually a homebody. I swear. I'm actually a homebody.
Bro, don't lie. Don't lie to
not.
people. I'm telling you, this is the truth. He's lying through his teeth.
I can count on both hands how many times I've been out on a night out to a club.
Right, cool. I can count on this many hands how many times you've been out this week. It's only Tuesday.
I don't know what you're talking about. The only place I go is on a Monday night, and you know where I go.
Fair play. We're going to get into that. Right, chat to me about your early life, your early footballing life, your first grassroots club, where the influence to play football come from, and where the love of the sport came.
So, to be fair, my dad's not even a footballer. My dad was a cage fighter. So, footballing come off me, just off the back of me enjoying the sport, obviously watching it. My first club was actually Hemel Hempstead, which is in Camden, which is actually where I grew up. So, Regent's Park and Primrose Hill was where I first started playing grassroots. From Hemel Hempstead, I went to Primrose Hill, Started playing there, Regent's Park League, Market Road, back in the day. And then moved up to Ickenham when I was about 8. Started playing for Southall, a good bunch of lads there. Most of them still play pro now. Most notable one that pops into my head is Xavier Simmons. He's at Wickham right now. Then I went from Southall to Pin United, which was my last grassroots club. Won the Middlesex Cup with them, won the league, lost 3 games that season, got top goal scorer.
How many goals did you score? Do you remember?
I think it was over 30, but I'm not quite sure on the exact number. And then from there, won the Middlesex Cup, got scouted for Fulham, Chelsea and QPR. Didn't get into any. And then off the back of that, Wimbledon picked me up. And then from there, I just kicked on.
So what was that sort of process like? Because obviously, speaking to JC the other day, you know, you go into like Saturday, Sunday league, you're enjoying yourself, you know, playing for the fun of it, like different kits, different boots, everyone's wearing different things and that sort of thing. So then going on trial, did you find that transition difficult?
Well, I mean, I've been on a lot of trials. So like, I could name loads of trials that I went on I didn't get in. Like Brentford, didn't get in. Went to QPR twice, didn't get in. Watford didn't get in. Chelsea obviously didn't get in. Fulham didn't get in. And then I was at Tottenham Development Centre and whatnot. And then from going there to going to Wimbledon, it was like little pond, big fish.
Yeah.
So like I first came as a little fish, obviously, and then when that first season I got acquainted with the situation and whatnot, I became one of the top dogs there, and then I just kicked on from there, kept on going, and then obviously led to where I was a couple of years back, which was Villa. So yeah.
Was there anything sort of that the coaches said to you? Is there anything that you feel like during that time you could have done different? Because how old are you? 11 when you're going on those trials?
I was, so from like 9 to 11 was when I was going on to those trials. I think the main thing was I just wasn't ready. I was too nice. And my dad always said it to me. I was too nice. Like I wanted to be everyone's friend.
Yeah.
Like, I was always passing the ball rather than being more selfish and like doing it myself. So that was the main thing that stuck with me throughout then. And then when I went to Wimbledon, obviously it clicked and I was more selfish. Like in my trial game, last minute, I've done a bicycle kick to try and equalise the game, got saved off the line. Yeah. But then the coach said that when they actually said they were offering me, he said that he loved that I the confidence to try. The confidence to try that as a trialist in a game like last minute. Yeah. So yeah, that was the main thing that stuck out for me and then clicked obviously when I got signed for Wimbledon.
Obviously going on those trials and then coming back to Wimbledon, were you sort of thinking, obviously you're still 9 or 10, so it's not really the reality, you haven't clicked yet, but were you thinking, oh, this is my last chance? Did you have like worrying about not being successful before? Did that go into that trial with Wimbledon?
No, I don't think so. It was just another trial. Yeah. Like going into loads of different clubs, it was just another trial for me. And then obviously I liked how it was, and it was more just getting used to that, an academy system and playing different teams in the same category and whatnot, different academy teams.
What was your first position?
I played attacking most of the time. When I was at Southall, I actually played left back for a season.
Why?
I played left back for the whole season.
Were you lockdown defender?
I don't even remember. I honestly couldn't remember. But yeah, I played defence for a season. Then obviously going back to striker. And then throughout my last grassroots season, I was playing striker throughout. But I was never the striker that would be in the box. You floated a bit. I floated around the outside. Yeah. And my dad used to get so mad.
What, because he wanted to use the bag? Yeah.
He's like, get in the box, get in the box. I remember one game vividly. He kept on shouting at me, get in the box, get in the box. And they've cut it back. I've wrapped it first time, top bins. And I've looked at him.
And he's gone there, that's what I told you.
So then, it was kind of like that going back and forth. I used to go back and forth with him on the sideline because he always used to shout at me like a coach. And he used to say to me, you're not a coach, stop shouting at me. Yeah. Leave me alone. Just let them do it, blah, blah, blah.
But it come from a good place.
But it all come from a good place, 100%. Like, he always wants the best for me. He was always there from the start. So
is he a big factor into obviously who you are now, but during those academy days, obviously Wimbledon, Villa?
Yeah, like it was always me and him.
Yeah.
Long trips, long drives, always me and him. Like him driving 1:30 to Wimbledon training, Fulham and Chelsea, they're all in the same gaff. So all that travelling was all me and him. So yeah, we built that bond together.
I like that, man. That's a big thing because a lot of younger people as well, they have to rely on their parents and sometimes they don't get that support. Yeah. But in your case, you always had that support. He was backing you, happy to travel. So I think for anyone, young footballers or anyone on trial or going on trials, the biggest thing is just to have that support system, whether that's a brother or a sister or a mum for the parents, to try and support them as much as possible. So obviously, academy life now. How long were you at Wimbledon for before you went to Villa?
I was there for 5 years.
5 years. How
So,
did you so the step up, obviously you were ready in terms of from a technical standpoint, etc., etc. But from a mental standpoint, how did you find it? Obviously stepping up now, you're training 2, 3, 4 times a week at an intense level at Wimbledon. How did you find that with players who are just as good, if not better?
I found a pretty easy transition. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because my Sunday league team was good standards
Yeah.
as well. Like we were probably one of the best. Like most of them went on to academies and whatnot. So I think that probably set me in good stead for that academy life. And then obviously getting to the academy. When I first came, a couple of the boys got moved up that were at the top of the group so far.
Yeah.
So it was more like not to say less ability group, but like not as top as it was. And then when it all balanced out and that, like I honestly became better than
Cream rose to the top of that.
Yeah, crop of the crop. And then from there I just kept on kicking on. Had good seasons there, established myself, started playing up, and then when I started playing up, that's when I really started kicking on. And then like obviously the managers above started liking me, and then they kept on pushing me.
Did you feel that push from the managers and that sort of support?
Yeah, 100%. Like when I was in under 15s, I got asked to go on tour. My dad would kill me for this bit. Asked to go on tour, and I was going on holiday at the same time they was going on tour. So then they asked me during the session, because I got pulled out of school to train with the 18s.
Yeah. Would that have been an international tournament with the 18s?
It was in Spain.
Oh, fair.
They was playing, I can't remember, they played Atletico Madrid, was one of the teams they played, and then a couple other teams. And then I said, I can't, I'm going on holiday. And then I told my dad, and he got so mad. He's like, why did you tell them?
Yeah.
You know, we could have sorted something out, and all of that. But, you know, everything happens for a reason. Didn't hinder my development there at all. So there's no regrets on that. But it would have been a good thing to experience going on tour. But I still did go on tour. Like I went on tour to Italy, went Holland, Denmark. So yeah. So
what would you say for those sort of academy experiences? Because there's a lot of lads who aren't in academies right now. Would you say your academy days, Wimbledon, at Villa, were the best days of your life?
Yeah, Wimbledon probably. Yeah, more so Wimbledon, because it wasn't professional.
Yeah,
like I wasn't at that stage where it's like you're fighting week in week out for a place. Still rotations and squads and like game time for minutes and whatnot. So I enjoyed it more. But yeah, no, it was good.
Fair play. So just talk to me now. Obviously, going from Wimbledon to Villa, how old are you?
16. It was scholar, yeah.
So how was that? Obviously, the pressure that comes with a scholar year, you know, everyone's fighting for a contract, etc., etc. When that opportunity arises, and how did that opportunity arise really? When that comes about, what were you thinking?
Mad story. So I was under 15s going 16s. Just come off back of playing under 18s regularly, training with them through the whole summer for pre-season. And then my dad was in Vegas, and then there was a training session with the 18s.
Your family gets about, bro. You man travel.
Yeah, so there was a training session with the 18s, and one session I was doing that session, doing a rondo, blah blah, and then the 18s manager comes up to me and says, "What's wrong?" I was like, "I don't know. I just want to leave. Like I want to be pushed. Like I want to go higher."
What, from in terms of from a training standpoint or from competitive standpoint?
Club. Like I said, I just want to leave the club.
Fair.
And
you had the balls to do that as under 16, bro.
As under 15 going 16, yeah.
What made you, obviously, because I know you personally, like you're obviously confident, you're outgoing, but what made you just feel like, I'm just going to say that out loud, because a lot of men obviously would be like...
Honestly, looking back, don't know. It was just a impulsive thing.
Was it a feeling inside you? Did you feel like you had to?
Yeah, it was a feeling inside of me. And I knew clubs were sniffing around. Like when I found out, they told us a couple of clubs have already inquired about me, and they obviously didn't tell us, which they're actually required to tell someone, like parent or agent, whatever. Yeah. And they never did. That made me even more angry, because that feels like you're blocking my progress.
Yeah.
And I also did have a chat with the first team manager within that week about training first team, and like I spoke to him, like went back and forth, not in terms of like a back and forth argument, just back and forth.
Yeah.
And then so from that, Wolves popped up, Palace popped up, and Villa popped up. I went to Wolves first, done well there, got a goal in my first game. They asked me to come back for the next week, played well in the next game, and I don't know what happened there. But Palace came as well, done well there. Scored on my debut with them as well. Played in the 18s with them. So I played 17s against Tottenham for them. Then I played 18s against Ipswich. Had a decent game then, and then they was in the process of actually buying their ground now. Cooper's Road.
Yeah.
So funds was an issue, and then they had another thing with a player tribunal. That funds became an issue, and then Villa was the last one I went to, and I actually didn't score on my debut for them. But in terms of positioning, it was one of the better ones that suited me. Me personally, if I was to go back, I would have made Palace a top priority to go to in terms of development and the pathway and how much love they showed me.
Yeah.
I would have gone there because Mark Bright and Gary Issett were the two main ones that were pursuing me.
Yeah.
And they even took me and my dad out to dinner.
Yeah.
To talk about it. I met Brian Clough, their senior scout.
Yeah.
And I forgot his name. One of their ex-players to have a dinner as well.
Yeah.
In a bar in Stevenage. So this is all like probing and whatnot.
So you were really highly touted and obviously really highly rated.
Yeah. So off the books, they were like, what's the word?
Tapping you up, basically. They were tapping you up.
They were tapping me up. So yeah, if I was to go back, Palace would have been top priority to go to.
Obviously, going to these trials, I don't know personally, but for you, was there almost like a brashness to it, just because you know that these clubs want you? Not to say that you would have gone on and not showing out, but did you almost have that almost elevated sense of, I'm here, I'm gonna do well because these lot want me, and even if I don't, there's still gonna be interested, etc., from other clubs?
Yeah, there was an element of like, I belong here.
Yeah.
I know you want me.
Yeah.
I'll show you why you want me.
Yeah.
And then you just make the decision from there.
Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, I enjoyed every bit of it. Like I was going out of school early.
Yeah.
To go to train at these clubs and whatnot. Like these clubs want me. I'm traveling up to Birmingham. Never been out of London before. Traveling up to Birmingham by myself to go train. And staying up in a hotel for Wolves, stuff like that. So yeah, it was just a good experience. To be
You're getting better ratings at school, innit? How many things asked you? Oh, Tristan, I was better than him. Like, how many things asked you?
Not much, to be fair.
But the boys were all over in it.
Yeah, my boys were excited for me, obviously, because it was a thing time and whatnot. So yeah.
So obviously you go to Aston Villa. And just quickly, just to take a little detour, you can pick top three, but who were the best three players at Villa, at Wimbledon, that you played with?
So at Wimbledon, I'll go with tally 3 and 3. Yeah.
Who? Yeah. Go on. You can do 3 and 3. Go on.
Wimbledon, Rudy Rudoni. He's at Coventry right now.
Yeah.
Then I've got another one, Ayub Asal. He's in Qatar right now. He, off the back of going, he made it all the way through the ranks at Wimbledon. Played first team, got loads of goals, and then got on moved to Qatar. And actually, we're gonna go to Wimbledon, and then that's it. And then for Villa,
there were some ballers, bro. Because we're gonna get into it. There were some ballers that you played with, fam.
Jaden Philogene.
Can he play? Can he play? Yeah.
Joke player. And it was a thing where he was my position as well. So I kind of learnt off him as well.
Yeah.
Because his feet are a joke. His feet are a joke.
That goal he scored for Hull, I can't remember who's against. The Rabona goal. Oh my God.
Yeah, player.
Chop, Rabona. Fans are screaming. Have you seen the reverse angle and the fans are screaming and that? Oh, bro.
Player. Absolute player. We'll go midfielder. We'll go Tim, Eric Boonham, Everton. Bro, joke. I've never seen a man be so composed when we're back to
couldn't press him.
Press resistant. Absolute joke of a player. And then striker, we'll go Cameron Archer.
Player.
Yeah, he's a finisher. Absolute finisher.
I think, obviously, I've watched a lot of him. I think, like, from youth and in his senior career, I just think, like, you can, all the minerals were there. You just need to kick on, man.
Yeah.
He's there. Like, you can tell he's there.
He is a finisher, natural finisher.
Yeah.
And he's got pace. He's strong. He's not that big either. So he's strong for how big he is. And he can just finish natural. So, yeah.
Cool.
Those are food.
So, you're at Villa now. Obviously, what was that step up like? Because obviously Wimbledon are Cat 3 academy, Villa one of the best academies in the country. What was that step up like? And did you feel like small fish, big pond, or did you feel like, again, like you're saying when you're trialing, I belong here, this is where I should be, like I'm on par with these guys, Villa, G, Archer, whatever else. Do you feel like that?
So transitioning to Villa,
Yeah.
it was actually a longer transition. So I went in pre-season, going into my scholar year. I actually went in injured, and I didn't even know I was injured because I've never been injured before.
Was that the?
It was my quad.
Yeah.
So I've never been injured before. I've gone in, I'm doing the testing, and I'm doing the yo-yo, and my quad's hurting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this ain't right. This don't feel right. So then now I've been assessed, blah, blah. They said I've got a quad injury. So I was out for a month. Managed to get back fit when we was on tour in Scotland.
Yeah. Was that during pre-season?
That was during pre-season.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a long pre-season for me, getting back to full fitness. And then when I've actually come back to full fitness, I felt all right. Like I didn't feel like I don't belong here. Like there were blips in training where I'd be a little bit off it, blah blah, because I was just come back from fitness. But in terms of like passing details and like the small details, it was a step up. I think the whole first year, it took me years to get the passing. Like I'll be real, the whole first year, I was working on my passing.
In terms of what? In terms of the pace of the pass, the deal with the pass,
the pace of the pass,
like setting up the pass after the pass. Because I think that's something that goes underrated as well. Because you can fire it into someone, and people are like, "Oh, it's a great pass. You should have done better." But sometimes you don't think about the pass after.
No, it was more the details on my pass, like what foot to pass it to, where to pass it to. Could I leave it short for them to step into? Just little details like that, which is. Like at Wimbledon, you don't really get that type of details.
I know, to be fair, I wouldn't have been thinking about that as well.
Yeah, so
that's unreal.
Yeah, so it took me a while to get used to it.
What was training like? Obviously, what were the two differences in training? So was it more a technical focus, a tactical focus? What were the two differences in training?
Both more tactical, more technical, more intense. Obviously, better players, better standards, more physical. But in terms of like everything, it was just a bigger step up. And it took a while to adjust to it. Like even the runs that we used to do after was...
You used to do runs after training?
Sometimes, yeah. Was a blow. Like a whole different type of runs that I've never even heard in my life. And I was blowing after some of them. There was one run, it's called a Tabata. It's 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. And it's 24 yards. There, back is one set. Yeah. In 20 seconds for 10 seconds rest. And it's for 4 minutes. You've got to do 8 of them.
That's nuts. No, that's nuts because I can do that.
So yeah, that's the type of runs that we had to do. And then there's another run. It's a Bronco test. 5 minutes, 30 seconds. You got to do 20 yards back, 40 yards back, 60 yards back. That's one. You got to do that 5 times in under 5 minutes. Or 5 minutes 30.
That's nuts, man. That's nuts. Did you feel almost, because a lot of people talk about like there's that story of Sancho and Foden doing the bleep test and they both drop out at the same time, Beckham completing it. Did you feel like that fitness and that comparative edge was just on a whole, because obviously people think, oh yeah, he plays for Charlton, he plays for Luton, he plays for whoever, but did you feel like that step up in intensity, fitness, drive, competitiveness was on a whole different level compared to Wimbledon?
Yeah, no, it was 100%. Like the fitness test we done at Wimbledon, not to disrespect them, but it wasn't as serious as Villa.
Yeah.
Like the pre-season fitness test. Like, I remember at Wimbledon, I could drop out of the yo-yo if I wanted to. Because I was of a standard where they'd be like,
they're not going to press
me about it and I'll play on the weekend. But at Villa, they're on you about your scores. Like you have to meet a certain threshold to be considered fit. And if you don't meet that threshold, then...
Are you meeting that threshold now, bro?
I don't even know. Honestly. When I was there, honestly, I actually hated the yo-yo because we used to do it inside and it was an Aston. So it used to kill my back.
Obviously, it's hot as well in there. It starts getting hot.
It's not even hot. It just used to kill my back. And my back would be the first thing to go. And it'd be like, I know I got more in the tank, but my back is just not.
Your lower back in it getting tight, bro.
It just wouldn't give.
Difficult, man.
So, yeah. But in terms of like meeting that threshold, I met the threshold. My scores were good. But, yeah, it was just more intense. Way more intense.
What was the worst dressing down you or a teammate got in the changing room? Because I think that's another part of academy life and stuff that isn't really covered. Is like, it's serious, man.
Yeah.
Like these people are investing millions in terms of from all over the academy standpoint, and they're trying to create footballers and push them onto the highest levels for, paydays either for the club or for benefit of the club by a player. What was that like in terms of when it got intense in their dressing?
Yeah, so The biggest bollocking I think we got was when we lost 7-1 to Chelsea.
Who was in that Chelsea team, by the way? Just so people don't look at you think you're a scrub.
Miles Harris was in that Chelsea team. Bashir Humphreys was in that Chelsea team. Tino was in that Chelsea team.
Livermore.
Yep.
Player, to be fair.
They're the most notable ones. And yeah, we got a basser in that day, to be fair. And then we just got bollocking after, like, said to us, if you're really serious about this, you'll go home and think about yourself, type stuff. Yeah, we went in the changing room, we had that talk. We was by the boot room when we had that talk. We didn't even go to the change room. He just got us all there by the boot room and just had a talk.
Shower was silent, no one talking.
Not even shower. We didn't even go in the
You didn't even go in the change
We
room?
didn't go in the change room to have that talk.
What, boot room? And he said boot room, get your stuff and leave.
So where Villa was set up, it was a corridor.
Yeah.
And there's a entrance here, and the boot room and the balls are all here, and we were just there. So all the change room, like, along this corridor, and we were here, just having that chat after the game.
Was it one of those where he's shouting over the top? Or is it like,
he shouted a bit.
Yeah.
Then it was more of like a disappointed dad type of talk.
That's the worst one. I'd rather you shout at me still.
So yeah.
Because when they start doing that, boys, put their hand on their head and that, start doing that one, you feel it. You feel like you let your dad down, obviously, because you respect the coaches or whatever.
Yeah.
So talk me through Villa. Now, obviously we had a little chat about it before, but you were part of that team that beat Liverpool in the FA Youth Cup final.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's probably the most notable youth competition in England. What was being around that squad like? What was being in and around it, training every day? What was that like? What was the standard like every single day?
Standard was good.
Yeah.
Because most of the players that played 23s were dropping down for Youth Cup.
Yeah. So these lads like 17, 18 getting pushed on for 23s and stuff like that.
So it was mainly the second years that were pushing on 23s,
Yeah.
and then obviously Carney was always pushed 23s.
Yeah.
So they would drop down, so like Louis, Barry, Aaron Ramsey, Carney, Kane Kessler, were the main ones that were always playing 23s week in, week out, starting. So they dropped down to play Youth Cup. And it was good to be around the squad.
Yeah.
In terms of Youth Cup, like, I got injured that season as well. That's my first proper injury. I came back, played against Tottenham, and then done my hamstring. Played on, scored a free kick after doing my hamstring as well.
Whippage, Becks?
No, under the wall.
Fair play.
Yeah, and then played on for 20 minutes with my hamstring gone.
Yeah.
Went in, got assessed. I was out for 2.5 months with that injury. So I kind of missed the start of the Youth Cup.
Was that a difficult period? Because did you sense something special was going to happen in terms of either like winning the league or winning something? And did you feel the anxiousness of, I need to get back and be a part of this?
Like, I remember, funny enough, the secret scout, he was talking about the Youth Cup.
Yeah.
And I swiped up to his story. I said, we're going to win it. I said, we are going to win the Youth Cup. Our team is good this year. And not being able to start the process of the Youth Cup was hard. And it was COVID season as well. So we weren't allowed to go back home. So I was injured. I wasn't allowed to go back home. Couldn't see my parents.
So where did you stay? In Diggs then?
In Diggs, yeah. My parents had COVID at the time as well. My dad had COVID and it was pretty bad. So he was in the hospital and I couldn't go to see him. So it was actually a very hard time for me. And then being, I'd like to say shunned out was the word, because there was saying stuff why I wasn't in the squad for Youth Cup. And I couldn't see the light between why I wasn't in it and their reasons why I wasn't in it. But yeah, the Youth Cup team was good. Being around it was good. Training was good. Like, I remember the standard of training was very high for Youth Cup because obviously it was serious. Like, we wanted to win it and we knew we could win it with the group of players we had. So yeah, looking back on it, there was a lot of things that happened at Youth Cup. Happy with, not happy with. Yeah. But being a part of the squad that won it was a good feeling, nevertheless. I
feel like sometimes, obviously, as players, we all want to play. I want to play. I don't think I've played as much this season, but at the same time, you do have to value experiences because football is not only just about, the winning and the competition every day, but the experiences that you have for a lifetime. So that's something you can tell your kids. Yeah. Obviously, it'd be a lot better if you were in the squad every day. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Playing 90 minutes. Yeah. But like, I'll speak to JC, and sometimes that's not your prosperity, and that's other people's stories. And that's just how it is. Couple questions. What was, obviously, you spoke about the 7-1, and that was sort of like your worst hairdryer, but what was maybe the best, like your best game or the most embarrassing moment in a match or something along those lines?
Probably my best game would be Checker Trade Trophy against Burton Albion. We won 4-2. So I started that game and I played 90 minutes, but I got taken off like at the 90th minute for someone to make their debut. Got a goal and 2 assists in that game off the back of a comeback. So we actually went 2-0 down in that game. Then I got an assist. We were 2-1 going into half time. Come back out, 60th minute I score, it's 2-2. Get another assist, 3-2. And then we wrap up the game 4-2, and then I get taken off, and I got taken off to a standing ovation as well.
Fair play.
The crowd.
What was that like playing against, obviously, at the time you would have been 18, 17?
I was 19
at
the time.
Playing, obviously, you're starting to think about loans and playing first team. When you played that, when you played in that game, were you thinking to yourself, I almost need to prove that I can play at this level, in a sense?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Did you feel comfortable?
I felt so comfortable, so composed. And I felt like in the change room as well, I brought a sense of composure as well. Like
composure, lads.
At half time.
Composure.
At half time, I remember going in and saying like, "These lot of shit, we have them. Like, we actually can win this game. We just need to believe. Like, we need to relax, play how we play, and we can win this game. Like, we actually can." And I think I brought a sense of that belief to the other boys, the younger ones as well, because I was one of the older ones in that group at the time. Because it was actually a very young squad. I think our average age was 20 in that squad.
So proper young, especially for that competition as well.
So we ended up going 3-3 in the group stage, and then we got knocked out by Charlton in the next round. But nevertheless, like, good experience to be a part of that squad as well, because that squad was a good squad too.
Just before we move on to, going into non-league and all that sort of stuff, what was obviously the process becoming in terms of like you go into the under-21s or at the time the under-23s at Villa, and then do you sense a shift in terms of the way the coaches are pushing you, training, like squad selection? When that sort of moment comes where it's time to leave, how did that feel over the last 18 sort of months? Were you there?
I think it was good. I actually went on trial in Brentford going into the last year of my contract, because after the Youth Cup I said I wanted to leave, because I felt like my time at Villa was done.
This guy loves saying he wants to leave, bro.
No, it was just a feeling. Like, in terms of how I got treated, obviously, with the Youth Cup and not playing as much as I wanted to play as a second-year scholar. And I just felt like I wasn't getting pushed on.
That's always a big year, though, isn't it? That second-year scholar is always
that second-year scholar is a massive year. And if you are not a part of that Youth Cup squad as a second-year scholar, then obviously, questions have to be asked and you've got to look elsewhere. But luckily for me, like, I had a 3-year contract, so I was there next year regardless. But I didn't want to do that next year. I wanted to go. So I went to Brentford, was there for 3 weeks. COVID hit camp, so the trial actually got extended. Then I played against Cambridge, first team for half an hour. But obviously, because I was still contracted to Villa, they needed to pay compensation. But I didn't play enough for them to say that we can buy you. So I ended up going back to Villa, had a good start to the season. Injury free as well. It was my first season going into pre-season injury free, so that was good. Had a good start to the year. Obviously, Checker Trade Trophy, good season there, and then going into the back end of it, kind of knew I wasn't getting a new contract anyway. In terms of the situation.
Was that feeling from the coaches or just
no? It was just I just knew within myself. In terms of like the contract. How my time was there, how I was with the academy manager, how he felt about me. I don't think he didn't like me as a player. He just had different
ideas, different directions, which is fine.
Different directions, which is obviously fine. Like, I have nothing against that, which is why I said I wanted to leave, because I knew already heart and set, like he knew what he wanted to do. But in terms of the last year, it was good for me personally. I think I've done well enough to like have other clubs look at me. But in terms of like when it was transitioning to leave, I don't feel like my agent done enough for me to help me get another club, which is why obviously I dropped out and then dropped into non-league.
So just quickly before we move on, I think something that needs to be said is that I feel like just talking to you now, because it's the first time you proper talked about, your footballing career and stuff. That confidence in time to say, I want to leave, or, I can sense a shift. Where does it come from? But because a lot of people in similar scenarios, maybe at different clubs, are like, oh, but this is the best thing. This is, I need to stay here. I need to prove I can do it.
Mm.
Do you think sometimes a change of scenery is good for a player? But on top of that, how do you garner that confidence to almost back yourself? Because it is backing yourself. Do you think is that something you have naturally, or do you need to prove it?
I always like to sense people. Always like to read people first.
Yeah.
Before I speak to someone, like I always read like their vibe.
Yeah.
And in the sense of I like to let them speak first.
Yeah.
Just to see like how their tone of voice is and whatnot. Like, I read people a lot. So I just read the situation, and then I knew from that, like, my time here is done. And then obviously saying you want to leave within, you got to have confidence to say it. But you've also got to know when it is time to leave, rather than wasting your energy on trying to prove yourself. Yeah. Because trying to prove yourself is all good and well, but if it's a dead end and someone has their mindset on something else, then
it can work against you as well, because sometimes you put that pressure on. I've been in a similar scenario this season where, like, I'm scoring, I'm playing well, whatever, coming on and making a difference, but then it keeps, like, you're still on the bench, you're not in the squad, and it's like, now when I come on, I feel like I have to score a hat-trick, which isn't the truth. Like, I should be,
you should be
good
there.
enough.
Yeah. So, in terms of that, like, sometimes, someone's got their mindset, and you can't change that, and it could work against you. Like, you could put more pressure on yourself if you need to, and then obviously you might perform bad. So then it gives them a reason to not put you in the squad.
Oh, didn't play well against Woking, didn't play well against. So.
Yeah, so I'd say, like, if you know someone's got a mindset, you can just honestly just have a chat with them, just talk to them, see where their mind's at. That just have a man-to-man conversation, which is something that I think if a decent gaffer would actually accept that. Like, just having a man-to-man conversation about how you feel, where they're at, and where you're at, and then go from there.
Talk to your gaffers. Don't be like JV. So obviously you leave Villa. The first club is Badshot.
First club was actually Westfield.
So you go to Westfield, what's step 4?
Step 4.
How did you obviously find out? We'll whiz through this bit, but how did you find out, obviously, because I've got a lot of mates obviously who played non-league, and we know a lot of boys coming from academies going into non-league, and they find that transition difficult because it is so different.
It is very different.
How did you find that going from Villa, where it's like, you talk about the past deals and stuff, and you as a good player having to still work and go on to be something more. How did you find that transition?
Hard. Yeah. Going from training every day to training 2 times a week.
That's the biggest thing.
In the night.
I think that's the biggest thing.
It is hard. And then obviously you got to stay on top of your body. The main thing I found was I picked up little niggles. Like, it wasn't even major injuries. I picked up niggle here, niggle there, niggle here.
Do you think that's because obviously you're not being tracked as much with your eating habits, training habits, stuff like that?
Yeah. And playing more regularly as well. Like, you're playing 90 minutes 2 times a week, almost like back to back to back. So I think the workload was obviously too much for my body, and then me not keeping on top of certain stuff, because I'm not being like hounded too. Obviously took a toll.
It's difficult as well because you have that sort of mechanism in place to look after it for yourself, and all of a sudden you're 19, 20, and you've got to almost like do it yourself. It's like, I've got no clue where to start.
So I found it hard. So picking up little niggles didn't help either, because then I'd be in and out of the squad, and then, like, obviously gaffers need you week in, week out. Like, trust is people say availability is your best, thing to have. So me not being available obviously took a toll, and then in and out, dropping here and there.
What about the type of football as well? Because obviously non-league gets a bad rap. Obviously there's teams that play, but for the majority, you can get a click in your neck because
just go all the time. Different playing style. My type of how I like to play can work sometimes, and depends really what team you're in. For Westfield, I think I've done all right to my first non-league start, but not as well as I think I should have done or could have done. But that's not down to the fact of my ability. That's down to the fact of I've got to change my playing style. I've got to adapt to the long balls, holding it up, all this type of...
It's not coming into your feet with a bit of quality anymore.
I've got to, like, hustle.
You got to tussle. You got
all of that. And I'm physical, don't we? Like,
you're not the biggest. You're not the biggest.
I'm not the biggest, so not used to it. So it was difficult.
So obviously you leave Westfield, go on to Hazelmead, Badshot, Lee.
Actually went to America.
You went to America as well. Yeah. I didn't know that. Talk to me about America. What was that like?
I went to America for summer league.
Yeah.
Good experience. They can run out there though. They are fit athletes. Yeah. They are athletes. Technical, wouldn't say they're on par, but athlete wise,
James Milner's running about, Jordan Henderson's and that.
They are there.
Fair play. You can have a career.
But summer league was good.
Yeah.
In terms of like different lifestyle. I was there for 2 months out there. Played twice for political reasons. In football, political reasons. People get their mindset on.
Yeah, there's
people
plenty.
get their mindset on what they want, and if you don't fit that, sometimes you can get shunned out. I think that was the main thing in most of my football. After I feel like it was mainly political. People had their mindset on what they wanted for a player. But yeah, like I scored. I remember coming on for my first game. And I scored and got an assist in 20 minutes.
Love.
So yeah, like can't really.
You love scoring on your debut, innit?
In terms of like getting stats and like people making an impact in the game, you can't really say anything.
Yeah.
Like in terms of that, I didn't make an impact when I come on. Like, I did. So for me to not play,
would you have stayed in America? Do you think?
I went on trial for a club out there after Colorado. Not Colorado. It was a Colorado team, not Rapids. There's a team in USL Championship that play out there. I went over there for 2 weeks, and I actually asked the gaffer what he's thinking. And I think going back, I would change that, because I think that I actually could have got a shot there and I could have got a contract. Because the assistant got mad at me. He said,
"What, for saying that?"
Yeah. So he said, "Why did you do that?"
But I don't. But that's who you are, bro. That's you. You wanna know. And obviously,
I think it was late into my trial though. Like it was coming to crunch time.
Exactly, man. So you want to know, like.
So I wanted to know what he was thinking, and then he obviously said it.
You took it in the wrong way.
I don't know if he took it the wrong way, but he was just again no. But yeah, no. But it was a good experience. Like traveling in different countries to play football. Like most people want to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Most people don't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
So for me to have that experience in itself is like, what can I say?
So obviously you come back. You're at a few different non-league clubs. What is that like, obviously, and what's your mindset going into these teams, going into those seasons?
Playing to get back in the league. Like, even now, I'm still playing to get back into league or high as I can go.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's always going to be my mindset. Just to play as high as I can play.
Yeah. Just quickly before we start talking about La League 24-25. Obviously, I know it was a little bit difficult for you. What was that season like, and how would you review it? And what are your plans for 25-26?
It was actually one of my better seasons in non-league.
I got that wrong, sorry, mate.
Started off pre-season.
Yeah.
I started off at Rangers Lane in pre-season, then was Harrow, and then I went Kingstonian. The gaffer from Westfield actually liked me when I was there. We stayed in contact, and he went Kingstonian with Scott Harris, the ex-Water manager. He went there as assistant, and he said, "Come in." So I came in, done well, but he said, we don't know when you can get minutes, so like go out and play and then come back. Yeah. So I did that. Went step 5, played 4 games, come back sharp, fit, waited. I think I was on the bench like 3 games. Then I got my chance. Come on, got an assist, 45 minutes. Started the next game. Got a goal, started the next game, got another goal. Then I was on the bench for tactical reasons the next game. Then I got an assist again. Yeah. So right now I'm on 4 goals and assists in 4 games. And then the gaffer decides to leave for a week.
Oh, is it that one?
Yep, gaffer left for a week. Gaffer left for a week. Come back a week later.
Yeah, come back a week later. Yeah,
assistant didn't come back.
Yeah.
And then my minutes stopped.
Yeah.
So if you're watching, you can kind of piece.
You can.
So yeah.
Do you think, obviously, because you've not really talked about it, but I obviously say, and I say it now, I've had a couple of seasons being in and around it. Do you think, obviously, minutes are massively important, but do you think going somewhere where you are loved and you're going to play and you're going to be able to shine is the biggest thing?
100%. You even if you get minutes at a place where you're not loved, really and truly, it could come to an end at any given time.
And it's not going to push you on, really, because they're not going to put you in scenarios to
any given time it can come to an end.
Yeah.
So if you're loved by a manager and you can kick on by all means, and you can get that move. But if you're not loved at a place, then it's really hard.
What would you say to lads, obviously, that leave the academy system and maybe in a similar position to you where the agents don't do enough, and they end up having to drop into non-league, or there's lads that go out on loan from clubs and go to like step 1, step 2 or whatever. What would you say to those lads? Would you say that it's a good experience? Would you support it? Would you say that it's not the end of the world if you don't get that contract?
My biggest advocate would be to get a loan. If you're in the system, get a loan, play men's football. Because even if you don't get that next contract, you've played men's football.
Yeah.
So your next club can't say, oh, he hasn't played men's football, they won't give him a chance. Like, biggest one, I was speaking to Arkell. He's at Cheltenham now. He was at QPR going into his last year of his contract. And I was talking to him, I said, bro, you need to get a loan. Get that loan. Yeah. Just get it under your belt. He went Torquay, done his thing. Next contract is at Cheltenham, playing week in, week out in the league. Like, it's not the end of the world. Like, if you play men's football at step 1, step 2, and you do
you can
well,
elevate your profile,
you can elevate your profile, elevate your CV, and you can get that move. Even if it's back to step 1 or step 2, if you do well there again, you'll get your move. You might even get promotion with the team. You got your move too.
Yeah, exactly.
So anything can happen.
And that's a massive thing as well. I feel like sometimes you think, or you see like success stories. It's like, Saka was at Arsenal for ages, gets his first team debut, then he kicks on, or Ethan Wary now is 17. Like you can't look at those.
It's rare.
You can't look. You can't look at it. It's rare. You've got. There's plenty of steps to the journey, and there's plenty of examples of being knocked down. But it's about how you get up and how you bounce back. So I think keep going, really, innit?
Yeah.
Is that the plan for 25, 26? Just keep going.
25, 26, the plan is to get more just consistent games. Yeah. Consistent games under my belt, and then goals and assists, rack up the season, and see what happens from there. Yeah.
Right. The one thing everyone probably wants to know, Baller League, bro, chat to me. Where did the opportunity come from?
You know what's
Monday
mad?
night premiere, fam.
Do you know what's mad?
Go on, chat to me.
I brushed the TikTok when I first saw it. My boy sent it to me. I said,
what,
sign up.
Brush. You said brush.
I just scrolled. I watched it and then scrolled past it.
Yeah, fair. No fairs.
And then my boy sent it to me. I said, I've seen this already. And he said, sign up. So I did. I signed up. There was trial dates in December and January. Trialed in December, the second one, because there was Saturday and Sunday one. Had a game on the Saturday, so I done the Sunday one.
And obviously you went out on the Saturday as well, innit?
No, I didn't go on the Saturday. Done the Sunday one.
Yeah.
Done well. January, before even the trial dates were finished, January 5th, he texted me, said, you smashed the trial, you're invited to the draft.
Who was that? The scouting agent?
Project coordinator.
Yeah.
Messaged me that.
What was the quality of the trial like?
My group was good.
Yeah.
So they got put into different groups. Yeah. My group was good. A lot of players from my group got drafted into the Baller League.
Yeah.
So my group was actually very good. Other groups I can't say.
You can't say it, but your group was good.
But my group was good. And yeah, draft night.
With a couple of your boys.
Draft night was dark though.
Why was it dark? Did you not know where you were going?
No one knows where you're going. Well, so some people knew.
Yeah.
Because obviously like I'll give an example. Michael Hill,
yeah,
Santan FC. He knows Santan. He's played with Santan FC.
Yeah.
So he kind of knew he was going Santan. And other players did know where they were going because obviously like they know each other, the higher profile ones. But yeah, you don't even know who's in the draft. Like I'm hearing names that have been picked, like Henry Lansbury that got picked. I trained with him at Villa. Yeah.
In his last season at Villa, I trained with him, and then he got picked. I didn't even know who's in the draft. Yeah. And then you hear like Michael Hector. Yeah. Mariappa. Yeah. And all these other players.
Mariappa's at Baller League.
Yeah.
The one I was at Watford, fam.
Yes. He's in Baller
Can he
League.
play?
He's in Clint's team.
Can he play?
He didn't play against
No,
us.
can he play?
I haven't seen him play. Well, he's at Watford. So
He was at Watford though, so he must be able to play a bit. Like,
yeah,
fairs.
it must be a Prem Prince, isn't it?
So you get drafted to Deportivo.
Yep.
That's Mika Richards, Alan Shearer, Gary Lineker's team. What did they have like a little meeting with the team? What was that like? Do you guys train? Like, tell me, bro. I don't know anything.
We don't train.
Don't train.
We haven't trained once.
But you're top of the league though.
We are second in the league right now. We're second in goal difference. So we're joint top.
Yeah.
But we don't train together. That's mainly due to the fact of logistics for people. Like, we got one guy from Manchester, another from Eastleigh, Like, it's very hard for them to get to training. Like, some teams do train. Like, I know Sharky's team train once a week.
No, but they're dead. I'm gonna say it. They're not great. They're not great.
Wembley Rangers train once a week.
They're not great.
Goals. There's those teams that train once a week. So yeah, but in the sense of, I think our team is one of the better ones in terms of like footballers.
Yeah,
like,
general
in terms
quality.
of the squad, general quality. We don't have any like standout players that like grab the game by the scruff of the neck and then do their thing. Like N5 have Brian Lee. They're their main goal scorer.
Yeah. and then other teams have players that they know that they can rely on in certain situations. I think we don't have that. We can rely on most of our group to produce a moment, and whether that's defensively or attackingly, we can do that. Which is why I think we've not had to train. Yeah. But in terms of it's a positive and negative, because really and truly we don't know who is actually on what, like who's good, who's not in situations, who's not good in situations, and who's the best like sixes. Yeah. So yeah, but we're doing good. Final four should be secured if we win our next game. We've got treble next. Yeah. They are 5th, I believe.
So that's a big game.
4th. No, they are 4th.
That's a big game.
On 16 points.
That's a huge game.
So we're on 19, they're on 16.
So chat to me just about obviously the Monday process, because it's almost like being at the Met Gala. You see all these celebrities, ex-ballers, Olena was there, Iwobi's there, ESR pulled up, plenty of people, content creators. What is that like? Obviously, for you, you're used to it in a sense of because you're at Villa, you've been exposed to that sort of world. Yeah. But for other people, and even for you, really, because it's so intense. Yeah. What is that like? What is that like on a Monday night? You roll up to the Copper Box. What is that like, bro?
It's actually mad. Yeah. Who would have thought? I'd say I've played with Lescott 3 times.
Brazy. England caps.
Exactly.
Premier League champion.
Yep.
Fair play.
Matthew Briggs.
Fair play.
First youngest debut in
16 years old for Fulham, huh?
Yep.
Top man. Can play a bit.
Yep. Who would have thought I'd play with these players? Like, it's a mad feeling. And even the players that I played against, some good players in there. A couple of my boys in different teams as well. So like, it's good. Good experience. Obviously seeing different faces. Meeting Micah, Gary and Alan as well.
What are they like? What are they like?
Micah is pure energy.
Pure energy. Yeah. Bouncing off the walls, telling the boys what to do.
Yeah. Alan and Gary are more composed in terms of a sense. But yeah, no, they're all good. All good vibes. Our team's good, and we're just excited for what's to come.
What's gonna come? Fair play. Who is now? Obviously, don't want to cause any problems. Who do you think is the best player on your team? Don't say who I'm going to say, because if I don't say, no, go on.
Marvin Sordell.
Yeah. Go on, say it. Go on. Oh, bro. To be fair, you just need the minutes, though, bro.
I need the minutes. That's the negative of not training together.
Yeah. So you can't show what you're really on because you're on badness. Especially because I remember when we played, I don't think you remember, but we played 5-a-side bets. This was before we knew each other well. We played 5-a-side. It was you, Stan, and another brother at Newcastle. I can't remember, against my 3 boys. You're flicking it over my head. You're megging me. You're megging my boy, running through the team, doing a little stop and head it in. You'd be mad. So I know 6s, and I think sometimes, like, especially with that, you've got good players on there, but there's some players that aren't suited to 6-a-side. Yeah. I've seen you small-sided, you can play.
Yeah. No, small, like, even at Villa, SSG, every Friday, that's what we do before a game. Most of the training days, SSG, that's what we do. 6-a-side, 5-a-side, that's what we do. So I'm used to that format. Yeah. So scoring goals, creating like chances out of little things, beating players, that was me. That's my game. Which is a sense why I'm kind of mad we haven't trained yet. Yeah. So I can't really show that what I'm on. Yeah. And then all leading up to it, I used to play 5s on a Monday at Heathrow.
Yeah. What a league, by the way.
So yeah, like I'm a 6s man.
You're a 5-6-a-side small-sided
sharp shooter. Like, that's really what I'd say.
Bad you goal, you didn't really celebrate, too cool for school.
That's the thing. Like, most of the times, like when I've come on, I've made an impact. N5 made an impact in that game coming off. Even the Vision game, it was 3-3 at the time. Yeah. I come on, won a free kick, and we scored from the free kick. And then most of the other times,
the other day you come on, PK tried to rattle you though, bro.
Yeah, he did.
Is he just a joker?
Even posting on Snapchat. He does it to everyone though, so I didn't take it personally.
You can't even, he's one of them, man, you can't even rise to it because...
But he didn't do it as bad to me. Like, he didn't even do anything to me. He just done it in front of me. He passed it back, so can't really say anything. Like, he didn't really try to rattle me. Well, he did try, but he didn't succeed.
He didn't succeed. Yes. Just in terms of like other teams, is there anyone that's impressed you on other teams? Obviously, the obvious one.
United. If I was to go to another team, like if it was the transfer window and I would speak to Sam Cox and I say, Sam, bring me onto your team. Like,
Angry Ginger Law.
It'd be a joke. If I was on your team, it would be a joke.
Yeah.
Because in 6-a-side football, one-touch passing is actually very key. And movements and all of this is actually very key. So even the goal we scored yesterday, Sakho's goal, it was the goalkeeper, revved it into him, he's flicked it, one touch back into Sakho, one touch finish, goal. Like, it's as simple as that. And I think because we don't train together, we don't work on patterns enough.
So it's all off the cuff,
so it's
see
all
what
off the
works.
cuff. Yeah, like all in the moment type stuff.
I've got 2 more questions. Obviously, figures. Everyone's going to know, you know.
Figures are there.
What the money's saying.
Figures are there.
Figures are there.
Figures are there. Not saying any bonuses. But
No. But I'm hearing some mad like Mini Minutes team
M7
£800 bonus or something. Like
M7.
Mad.
No. M7 do a spin the wheel if they win.
Yeah.
One person. No. 2 people I think.
Yeah.
Get £1,000.
£1,000.
Yeah.
Of Baller League for 30. But what if they didn't even play though? What if they got 2 minutes of that 30-minute game?
If they're on the wheel and they haven't won it the week before, you
Yeah.
spin it and they win, they get £1,000.
£1,000.
Yep. And I think it's one grand for a draw. Because he used to do it no matter win, lose or draw. He used to do
spin the wheel, bang that.
But he said no. He said win 2, draw 1,
And lost nothing.
and lost. No one gets it.
Look at it. Hey, if you rate yourself, get on Baller League because the figures are there. Is it healthy, bro?
I've spoken to the people obviously at Baller League who run it, and they're thinking of doing another one very soon.
Is it coming like a non-league thing where like everyone's talking how much you want, how much you want?
I think no. Everyone's
on the same.
Everyone's the same.
Cool.
They want to do another one. It's gonna come soon. Loads of people probably apply.
Luca, get on.
Loads of people apply to it.
Yeah.
Obviously
because you get to be on Sky Sports and mate.
Yeah. And they want to do another one abroad in America. So obviously they got the Germany one.
Yeah.
And then they want to do one in America.
Yeah.
And then other stuff, which I don't know if I can say or not, so I'm not going to say.
Last thing on Baller League. Jolly Sharp.
What about?
When are you going to set me up, bro?
I haven't seen her in a while, to be fair. I don't even know if she
next time
does it
you
anymore.
get interviewed, just mention this here, and I've got a boy like.
She's not even the I'm a taken man, so I can't.
I know you are, but I'm not.
Yeah,
she's not sorting me, bro.
She's not even the best there.
Is there better?
The people that take our bags in are better.
Jack Baller League, you can't even sort me with tickets. You're a selfish man. You're a greedy striker. I know you're a greedy man.
The ticket situation's actually annoying because first we got 4.
Yeah.
Then there was 1 week we got none. And then we ended up getting 1.
Yeah. So you don't know how many you're going to get that week?
This week we got 2. So yeah, but my girl's going away, so
I'll lay sign myself.
I could sort you out.
I'll lay sign myself. Like, Jolie, like.
I could sort you out.
Say that. Right, just before we end it, I've got a question from JC, and he said, why do you play the game? What is it about the game that makes you love it so much? Why do you play the game?
It's the thrill of the sport. The competitiveness, the things that you can get out of it, the relationships you can have, like the people you can meet. Like one of my best friends now, I didn't meet him through school, I met him through football. Yeah. And we're still friends to this day. So just in terms of that, like the relationships you can build, the thrill, the competitiveness, the feeling you get, like winning, scoring, competing. Yeah. What
do you think the best feeling of football is? Is it winning a trophy, putting it on the table, having a drink with the lads? Talk about all the moments of the season. Is it scoring?
Best feeling for me is coming back from a game when you're out. When you're down and out. Like that Burton game. Yeah. That was probably one of the best feelings that I've had, coming back, winning 4-2. Especially against a team like they're a league team as well. So yeah, it's probably one of the best feelings.
What is your question for the next guest?
My question for the next guest is, would you rather play 3 years in Saudi?
On how much a week? Let's layer this question.
On 50k a week.
Ooh.
Or 1 year in the Prem on 100.
I'm going to answer. Can I answer?
You can answer that if you want.
I'm going to go 1 year in the Prem, but not for the money.
I know what I'm picking.
Not for the money. For the Prem. I want to play in the Premier League, bro.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said Prem.
Can I spin the wheel? I spin the wheel and it's any team. So I could get Sunderland. Say like Sunderland come up.
No, you can pick a team. You can pick a team you want to go. You want to go Man City? Go on, see.
You
want to go United? Go United.
I'm
You wanna
going
go
Chelsea.
Arsenal?
I'm going Chelsea.
Going Chelsea.
10 dog. 1 year, 100k. Get me that starting level right now. Me, Palmer, Nonzino. Bang that. Get rid of get rid of Jackson. Put me up top. We're winning the league, bro.
I'm taking Saudi.
Why? 3 years.
Because you got to remember at the end of the day, it's a career.
Oh, bro, allow me, bro. I can play for my boyhood team,
Yeah.
win trophies in that 1 year. And then if I bang, I can sign a new deal somewhere else.
You're not hearing what you're saying. If you bang. You back yourself to bang, fair enough. Back yourself to bang.
But I said if.
There's always the if. Saudi, 50k.
Because I could go Chelsea and not bang on the bench.
Yeah. Saudi, 50k a year, 3 years. 50k a week, 3 years.
But England caps, bro. Guaranteed. If I bang off England caps. Because I bang off England caps, contract's gone, I'm getting signed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you are.
Right. Tristan, it's been a pleasure having you on the podcast. Thank you for everything. This has been the Penny Spot Podcast. Stay tuned for the next episode. Over and out.